Hey, it's Brandon. I am creating this quick video because I've been having a real hard time with sound. So some of the people couldn't hear well yesterday during the webinar, and a lot of people couldn't make it. So I'm gonna recreate this. I've already, I just did this a few minutes ago. It took about 40 minutes, and found out afterwards it didn't record anything that I said. So the I'm hoping that this will be better. And for some reason, I'm not sure what's hijacking my microphone, but here we go. All right, so this webinar is about what's happening with epicFlowers in the next year or so. So here goes the future. We're going to be talking about a new platform uh, called Epic Shops, and then also BigCommerce and what's happening there. Then funeral sites, the future of e-commerce and how we're moving towards it, and Epic Bloom. And then we'll answer some questions and answers. Now I know that you can't ask me questions because the webinar was yesterday, but I will try to let you know what some of the questions were, and I can answer them here. All right, so a couple months ago, BigCommerce contacted me and said they were raising their prices on all their sites, which at first I'm like, okay, that's fine, cost of living. But then I found out they're basing the cost on how much money you make, and I'm against that business wise, and personally, I'm against that philosophy because I believe a business shouldn't be punished for doing better. If they're doing better, then great. Um, I'm against that philosophy. So we are moving away from BigCommerce. If you want to stay on BigCommerce, that's totally fine. We're still going to be here to support you. We're not going to shut you out. Don't worry about that. But we're going to give you the choice. And the BigCommerce is it's a good platform. It's been really well, but because of the new pricing philosophy and the lack of some of the really neat stuff we'd want to do on a BigCommerce website that we have never been able to do because of that code is controlled by BigCommerce. We're kind of excited to move on to our new platform, which is totally open source, which means we can do whatever we want. And we've been working on it for about 2 months now, and 6, 7 days a week. So on one hand, it's really hard work, a learning curve, expensive, but on the other hand, it's going to produce us what we believe is the best e-commerce platform in the floral world. So let's get on to what some of those features are. So holiday mode, we're going to be able to set up a holiday mode so you can define a certain period of time, let's say February 1st to the 15th, and you can call it Valentine's Day. And within that holiday mode, you can turn off all the products you want and leave on only the maybe dozen or so that you want on the website. That way, you're not scrambling for birds of paradise on Valentine's Day and wondering why that was never turned off on the website. It'll also up your prices, so you can say on February 1st, up these prices 10%, and then it's done. So, and then at February 15th, when it's turned off, it will go back to that original price. So there'll be some other little things with holiday mode, but that's the gist. We're going to create a product library that's always updated. So FTD, Teleflora, 1-800-Flowers, those libraries are always going to be upgraded. Every month, we're going to go through their website if they don't send us the information, which they might not. And we will put it in our library for you to get to. So if you are a Teleflora florist, you'll have access to that, and you can go through and check stuff in and check stuff out. So it's kind of like a book, like a library. So you can go into a product category, so birthday, and you can bring them all onto your website or just a few. And then when you're done, if you want, you can put them back in the library. Cutoff time by zip code. I'll be talking about that in a little bit, but that's been asked for a while that we haven't been able to do because of BigCommerce holding the key to that main code. But when the cutoff by zip code is nice because if you're just delivering down the block, you can set your cutoff time, to 3 o'clock if you want. But if you've got a delivery area 30 minutes out and 30 minutes back, and you know rush hour starts at 3 p.m., maybe you want to set that, that zip code to 11 a.m. cutoff time. So we've got a lot more, but that is some of the stuff that you'll see. Big data automation. Big data just means a lot of data, a lot of information, and we can make pricing, merchandising, marketing, email type decisions to create a better shopping experience for the customer, and then also higher conversion rates for you. Um, New forms of payment. So Bitcoin is the first virtual currency, or the first major virtual currency in the world. If you haven't heard of it, you will in the future. Just know, this is another first for Epic, and you'll be able to offer that as a payment. The nice thing about that is it doesn't get taxed. So a lot of these big websites like, I forgot the name of that, overstock.com allows people to pay with Bitcoin, and I think they give them a percentage off when they pay with Bitcoin because they don't pay taxes on that. So Amazon. So it's gonna be really nice when someone goes through your checkout and they can pay with Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Bitcoin, and what's this? Amazon? Yes. So with Amazon, everybody's got an Amazon account. This will be a nice way for them to just do that and make a payment. Also Google Wallet. So some of these new forms of payment are going to help with conversions and customer lifetime value, because when they know you offer, Amazon, Bitcoin, PayPal, Google Wallet, they know who they're gonna come back to, because that makes it easy for them. Lightning fast hosting. So we'll be hosting all the new sites. We already are actually. All of our temporary and work sites on the Google Cloud services, extremely secure and fast. So there's a lot more, but I'm going to move on. So instead of me playing this video, because that might be part of the issue, why my microphone gets jacked up, I'm going to put this video below the main video on the website. So you can pause this video if you want and watch that video, or watch that one later. Basically, this video is just showing you the back end area. So it gives you a little bit of a preview of what the back end is going to look like. It's not finished, but you'll be able to get a little look in. And you'll see that little sticky note. That's something that I implemented last week. It's a way to put a sticky note anywhere you want on the website, and to communicate to me, to you, to yourself, and to employees or whatever. So I'm going to move on. If you want to, again, watch that video, you can pause this one and watch that one, or just watch it a little bit later. This video, when I recorded it, it had no sound. So what I'm going to do is I will play this video, and I will just narrate as it moves, and then we'll go on. So, all right. So this is the product page. Right after you add a product to, you go to the product page, you'll see something like this. And so what happens is it defaults to the largest price, which is the wow over here. And when you change, sizes, it changes the price and image. And you can add to cart, but if you don't choose a delivery or pick up in store, it'll put the little red bar around it, letting you know you need to do that. If it's past the cutoff time, if they try to click today, which will be grayed out, it'll say, sorry, our cutoff time is no more deliveries for today. They can do tomorrow, or they can choose a calendar. So what I'm doing here is I put the zip code in, and automatically, gives them up front the delivery. So when I refresh the page there, so if we click delivery, put the zip code in, there we go. What's nice about that is something we couldn't do in the past, but with that on the actual product page versus the checkout, we can look at different zip codes, for example, to cut off delivery time if they go down to the date picker and such, or today or tomorrow. up there in the upper right hand corner of the image, I'd love to have a banner that says local delivery only. So if somebody puts a zip code in there that's not your local delivery area, they'll say, sorry, we can't deliver this as, in Alaska or wherever. This is local only. So that gives us a lot more power to do some really cool stuff for those florists who offer free delivery, which I haven't found one yet. It would say free delivery there and guarantee, well, not guarantee, it would make it easier for conversion rates. So I'm going to um, stop this video because that's pretty much it. And then down here we'll have a message card block and then some add-ons and stuff, and it'll all open up as it goes. So it's nice and compact. And the message card is going to be nice because if somebody, there'll be suggestions. So if it's for sympathy or birthday, it'll give them a few different suggestions, and it's going to give you access in the back end for you to. We'll load it with some default suggestions, but you can put your own in if you want. Um, all right, so moving on, we're going to move to funeral sites. Let me take a drink here. All right. So the way it works now, as you all know, funeral website usually has a link, and it either goes to an FTD affiliate page or a middleman order gatherer, deceptive order gatherer, and then they send it to FTD, and then it finally somehow gets back to you, and it doesn't help the family of the deceased don't get their full amount. The service that you can provide is not as good as it used to be because that relationship between you and the funeral home, you were able to fill it, 100%. So what I came up with is a way for florists to get back to the olden days where they dealt with just the funeral home. So what's happening now is we've got 3 of these sites that'll be going live soon. Um, and the florist has gone to the funeral home and said, I'm going to pay for the design and setup and your monthly payment, which right now it's $200 a month and $0 for design and setup until the end of the year. So they go there, they say, I'm going to brand it with your funeral logo, and when an order comes in, you'll get a copy and I'll get a copy and I'll deliver it and I'll give you 10%, 15, 20, whatever they've decided. And so these funeral homes are really liking this. Now I know a lot of funeral homes are, I think it's Bates. There's no way that they can do that. But there is a lot of funeral homes out there that would love this chance. And so uh, this video here on the right, I'm going to place it below this other video, and you can watch it. It's basically a video that I'm talking and communicating to Max, my lead developer, and I'm talking to him. And while I'm talking to him, you can kind of see the funeral site, the beginning stages of it. And I'm talking about this blue bar down here, the Save It for Later recent event. So that'll give you kind of a sneak peek. Oh wow, that was loud. That'll give you a sneak peek of of the site. So yeah, that's what's happening with our funeral sites. They're going to be done this at the end of this month. A lot less goes into a funeral site versus a full-blown Epic our e-commerce site, because e-commerce sites have reminder services and reviews. You don't really have that type of code on a funeral site. So if you want, you can pause the video now and you can go below, and I've got this video and you can watch it um, and then come back to this one, or you can watch it afterwards. I would just suggest watching it afterwards, but it's totally up to you. Um, and if you have any questions or about funeral sites, let me know. Let's see. We are going on to the next. All right, the future of e-commerce. So, as most of you all know, I am the type of person that will never sit still. I'm always going to be pushing the envelope. With technology, that's just how it has to happen, or you fall behind. You can see a lot of web developers who work with floor sites that have rested on their own laurels or got bored or whatever, and you'll notice the sites have fallen behind. Uh, that'll never happen with me, because I wake up every morning excited about the future of technology and how I can wield it to make you more money. So that stuff excites me, and So staying relevant in e-commerce is it's a moving target. You're always, having to, pay attention, and that stuff excites me. So if you're with epicFlowers, you're going to be taken care of in that way. So the future of e-commerce is all about the customer. That might sound pretty obvious, but a lot of things that we can do on an e-commerce site you can't do in a retail store, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But everything is about the customer. Think about how awesome you would feel if you were to walk into like a Target, and everything in Target that you want or find of value comes to you in one aisle right at the front. And not only that, there's certain things that you value that are on sale that they will point out. And so uh, this type of service, you would think, wow, I'm really special. So your customer lifetime value would go way up. You'd be more loyal, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and we can do stuff like that with e-commerce, and it's becoming more. Um, you know, People are starting to realize this more. Uh, so especially with millennials aren't falling for the old tricks that we did, and they really want something custom based around them. They're so neurotic. That's what we're moving towards. So programmatic marketing raises the average sale. So, for example, a lot of times I'll go to the grocery store, and if I don't buy gum at the end, I'm thinking about it. I'll think, do I have enough gum? And it's just programmed in my mind, and I don't even I don't even think about it. Just think about stopping. I just do it. So we that's part of the future. The add-ons which we've moved to on the product page. You might also like, which is pretty much add-ons in our industry. um, we're going to be adding a really easy way in the cart for a customer to just click a little button for express delivery. And so express delivery right now that will default to $15 extra, and it'll be there before noon. And you can play with that. You can turn it off, or you can save $40 before 10 o'clock. So you're going to have that choice. So those type of marketing uh, strategies to give the customer that kind of program in their head that this is what happens when you do a checkout. You do this, this, and this, and it's all about upselling. Uh, we're going to be all over that. Marketing automation and algorithms, conversion rate optimization. So if you don't know, SEO is how search engine optimization. Everybody knows about that. It's how they get to your website, but not many people talk about conversion rate optimization, and that's my specialty. That's what I love and I study and get excited about. Um, so with marketing automation, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes more with Epic Bloom, a new service I started offering, um, you're able to customize an experience with a customer a lot better. Unlike things that in the past, you might have seen it actually with Amazon. So Amazon.com, they're the masters at this, but their proprietary software that's only for them, we don't have access to that. And if we were to create that, it would be way too expensive. But what we're doing is just that with Epic Bloom, and we'll go on that in a few seconds. Uh, in the future, Epic Bloom is more about like the emails, marketing, and pop-up offers on the site. But the one of the things that with our new sites, especially, is I want to redesign the more physical parts of the website depending on the customer. If we know the customer, and this is just an example, if we know they love red, then let's highlight the site with red. And that's just an example to physically change parts of the website um, depending on that customer. Kind of like what I was talking about with my target, moving everything to the front just for you. Um, we're not going right. So, but you might. Okay, so I know somebody's out there that's going to say, but I don't want it for me. I'm buying it for my niece, and she likes tap shoes. Where's the tap shoes? I don't. with the website, we're not going to hide tap shoes. We're not going to hide the daisies, for example. If the guy's always buying roses and we make it rose heavy, um, he's still going to be able to find daisies. We're not going to hide it. So, but what we're going to do is make it a little easier. On one hand, people might say that's creepy. My average order. I bought, roses every year for my wife or whatever. But on the other hand, my argument would be is, we're not taking this information, we're not selling it, we're not using it against you. We're actually using it to create a better experience for you, to make you happier, to make this faster. We want to serve you better. So that would be my argument. We're not doing anything weird. Um, so better mobile, I'm sorry, more mobile. So we were, epicFlowers was the first florist web developers to offer mobile 6 years ago. I think Teleflora was about 6 months after us, and then everybody else kind of fell in line. So we're well of mobile, and always thinking mobile and how we can do better. Our mobile sites are good, but they're not awesome. So they we know that better delivery. A lot of florists you might know and heard the new a lot of florists are, or not a lot, but some florists are starting to use Uber. That could change a lot. If you're paying, your Uber driver $7 to deliver, it might be easier for you to offer free delivery. And I know when I talk to florists and I mention the word free delivery, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard, and they hate that. But nobody's done it yet because they think I'm crazy. But I'm telling you, this is my hypothesis. If you let's say your dozen roses are $50, and your competitor down the street or whatever is $50, and you make it $60. You put that delivery price in there, or try to get as close as possible. So when I talk to florists, they always come back, yeah, but they'll hit the back button and see my customers doing it for $50. But I don't think that that's what's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is when they go to your site and they see the banner right there, today, order today, all deliveries are free, or just saying free delivery for you, or whatever, always free delivery. That's what they're going to see. And when they go to your dozen roses and they say $60, all they're going to be thinking is free delivery. They're not going to go and spend more time searching. Um, they're going to remember that, and they're going to keep going, because something that you need to understand is, if you don't already, is 99.9% of e-commerce systems or stores on the internet are not like us. We're the only ones that have a delivery date in general, that do cutoff times, and not only that, uh, most of our products are gifts for other people that are not even close to us. When you so I want you to think about this. When you buy, most of the things that I think 80%, 2 years ago I saw this, 80% of the stuff bought on the internet is for you or your household. 20% is gifts, and most of those gifts are sent to when? Do, 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 do. That's right, Christmas. So the majority of that is all sent in. So we're kind of spread out throughout the year. We're like a niche within a niche. So now what I'm trying to get to is, when you buy on Amazon and you buy something for yourself, let's say you're going to buy a food dehydrator, because I bought one last spring, used it a couple times, and I think it's still in the cabinet. But when I ordered that food dehydrator, I looked at videos, I compared, blah blah. I spent probably 30 minutes doing that. It's not the same. In general, it is not the same when people come to our websites. They come to the flower website, they're not buying flowers, they're buying the emotion. They're buying they're sending their sister flowers for their birthday. That's why we can get away. Again, we're the only thing on the internet that when somebody buys something, it rarely looks just like the picture. Why do we get away with that? Because we're not selling flowers, we're selling the emotion. So my whole point is, back to what I originally said. Free delivery is what they're going to see and remember. They're trying to get through your website as fast as possible because they're buying a gift for somebody else and not themselves. People that buy for themselves will spend more time. People that buy them other self, They're not going to spend as much time, so they're less likely to hit the back button and go look for that exact dozen roses for $50 versus your 60 because they're going to be blinded by free delivery. Okay, moving on. Epic Bloom. So what is it? Epic Bloom is a service that creates a real-time personalized shopping experience based around your customers' buying history. Epic Bloom studies how your customers browse, buy on your e-commerce site, and takes action through personalized trigger marketing, such as abandoned cart recovery, email marketing, and pop-ups uh, to the customer the pop-ups the customer finds valuable. So this video, I'll post below this one if you want to pause it and watch it, or watch it at the end, that's fine. This is going to go and show you more about Epic Bloom. You're going to see this on the screen here. You see kind of a consultation form that we have, and then you'll get to see some of the back end of the Epic Bloom site. So what Epic Bloom is it is literally the future of online marketing. Let's talk about just the email part. Right now, everybody that's listening to this video is doing email wrong. You are doing it wrong, but it's okay. That's just the way that's the only way that you've known to do it, and that's the only way that there has ever been. You've got 5,000 people on your list, and hey, I've got tulips on sale, and hey, everybody's going to get an email that says tulips on sale. Well, out of the 5,000, only 700 of them have ever ordered tulips in the past. So they don't really find that valuable. And not only that, your tulips are $19.99 that you're sending out. Well, that's great, but 30% of those people who bought tulips, they are big time rollers and they spend $100+. Why would you be sending them a $19.99? That's not valuable to them. So with Bloom, we're going to be able to program these emails, and we're going to shoot off personalized emails. So if this person is a tulip buyer, not only are we going to know what their average order is, that specific email will go out. So if we know their average order is 150, we're going to sell them long stem tulips for 159. Why would we send that to somebody who spends $30? And then why would we send a $30 email to someone who spends 150? The way email works now in e-commerce and the way that we're all doing it is wrong. Epic Bloom is the answer, and is the future, and that's just part of it. So there's there's so much. I don't want to be too long-winded, but I'll give you another example. Um, uh, right now, we offer what's called a reminder service. The bad part about the reminder service that we have is people have to opt in. They go in there, they pick the date, they say it's anniversary, and their name, and they hit enter. So that is old school, and that's why everybody does it. Not anymore. Now what we can do is we can create a campaign that says anybody who orders from this category, birthday, we can send them an email 350 days later automatically. Well, not only are we going to send that email, we're going to divide that up. We're going to make 5 different emails. Just for example, there's actually more than 5. Let's say 10 different emails just for that specific campaign. Well, what do you mean 10 different emails? You're saying, what do you mean? Well, what did they buy? What was their pricing? Where are they from? If we know this information, we can customize the correct email. Again, if the person, we can see that they bought, flowers and they were buying $100 worth, then why are we saying in the birthday email, birthday, get a free balloon, $19.99? You're leaving money on the table. We're not going to send them that one. We're going to have that email, but we're not going to send it to that specific customer. So everything is automated. Same with anniversary, same with corporate gifts, same with anything. And when you watch this video, you can see on the left-hand side, how many different category. No, I don't want to use categories. Oh, I can't think of a word right now. But we can customize, right now around 160 emails. So, and that's just the beginning. And we can do offers too. An offer is just a pop-up. So if we know someone's on your site, We can create rules that say if someone's on your site, it's been 30 seconds, their average order is $150, and they're on the Rose page, give them this pop-up. Or we can say if they're on the Rose page and they're a customer and they're on the Lily's page, somewhere on the Lily's page, and they leave, email them this email. We can do it instantly. We can do it tomorrow. We can do it 6 months later. So it's kind of like an abandoned cart, but it's an abandoned category. So the Epic Bloom is the future of email marketing. So if you've ever wanted to do better email marketing, this is it. And to those who are using the Epic Reminder service, we can easily move those into Epic Bloom. And if you have a point of sale where you have all your, all the information too, like the birthday, we can import them and put them into Epic Bloom also. So that'll automatically be automated for you. Again, I'm going to put this video below and you can watch a little bit more. If you want to know more, let me know. If you sign up before the 15th of this month, it's a $0 setup. After that's $400 for setup. And after the first of the year, that might double to 800, 600, I'm not sure. All right, so that is Epic Bloom, and you can see all about it if you go to epicflowers.com, real-time marketing, and you can see all the frequently asked questions, pricing, and such. All right, so let's go over some of the questions that people might have asked. Let me go over here. I wrote it down. Just a second. All right. So someone had asked if it's going to be mobile friendly. Yes, it'll definitely be mobile friendly. Yes. So when are we switching over? Funeral sites will be good to go now. January is when we're going to be able to go with new people who want to sign up for the first time. And then for you, if you're listening and you already have an Epic site and you decide that you want to leave BigCommerce and move over, that will be after Valentine's Day. So those are the times. When it comes to pricing, I don't know about the pricing. I just know for you guys, it's going to be really inexpensive. Yeah, so that's all I know. It'll be, I'm just going to say $200 to $500. I'm not sure yet. It depends on how much data we move over and such. Moving over your customers is going to be smoother this time than before. When they try to log in, it's going to say, we've updated your password, check your email, and it'll reset their password where they won't have to recreate a login. And everything that we're changing is going to be just as good or better. So don't worry about that. What else? So Bloom pricing, I went over that. I think that was the majority. There's a few others that I'm probably forgetting, but there's my email address. You can always call. Let me get that number for you because, oh, well, if you're on epicflowers.com, just click contact and you'll see the 800 number. So, and that is it. Hopefully this is exciting news for you guys. Contact me if you have any questions. And thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for being Epic Flowers. Some of you have been with me for 6 years and you've seen how much I've grown, the business has grown. We're just going to keep getting better and learning more. I can always do better. Sometimes I'm not happy with something that I've done, but just know that we're working hard to get better and better. So thank you so much for your loyalty, and have a flowerful day and then the rest of the week.